Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. I kind of had a lot going on lately that I just feel the need to talk and get excited about things, and I feel like that's kind of what this platform should be used for. I don't remember if I've mentioned it in the last episode that I put up, but I was thinking to myself, at least the other day, that I sometimes feel like I do more planning rather than like actually going through with recording, if that makes sense. Like I'll sit there and try to plan a whole bunch of stuff, but never actually like follow through with it. Then it just sits there and then I just end up scrapping it. And I kind of want to use this year to eliminate most of that. Like if I want to plan something, I want it to actually like sit and record it and then like turn it into an episode, you know? So I'm gonna try to just go more with the flow. If I have something to talk about or something super excited, it's just gonna turn into an episode. So that's basically what this one is. I've had, like I said, a lot going on lately. The other day I was sitting in my car and I had found a random piece of paper and I had a pen on me for whatever reason. I honestly forget that I like keep pens everywhere. I had one in my car and I have like two in my bag that I bring with me. So I kind of found a piece of paper and like literally wrote all over the paper. Like everything that was on my mind was just dumped onto this piece of paper and it felt so good, I'm not gonna lie. So that was actually really fun. I actually really enjoyed that, but I also had was making a lot of phone calls the other day, talking to like a couple of different people, just saying a lot of what was going on, and that's when I knew I was kind of excited about things because I'm not typically a phone person. I'd rather like text people. I don't typically like being on the phone, and especially like not for a really long time. Like I don't know, like I'm not a phone call type of person. Like there's a lot of times actually where like I'll see phone calls coming through and I will straight up just like not answer them. It's probably really bad, but I will just straight up watch the phone call go through, mostly because like I just don't have it in me to just be on the phone sometimes. I don't know what it is, but sometimes 99% of the time I'm just against phone calls. You're probably honestly better off texting me, but anyway, that's besides the point. That's when I knew I was excited because I'm not usually a phone person and I feel like I was talking like 10,000 miles a minute, that I was actually getting out of breath, which can low-key be kind of embarrassing, but like I said, like I just knew I was excited and needed to talk about things. So that was really fun. Um some of the fun stuff I have starting to plan lately, I'm kind of putting it into the air now. I'm usually a type of person that doesn't like to put stuff out there until I know it's fully going on and fully happening. But I think this actually might like make it out of the group chat type situation. I'm putting it out to plan now, save now, look forward to now. It's gonna be in like 8 months, well, 7 months, because we're actually almost in February, which is kind of crazy. So like 7 months from now, my family and I are planning a trip to Nashville in September, during the week of my birthday, which makes it very, very, very exciting. I turned 30 this year. I haven't reached the point where I'm like, oh my God, 30. Like, I don't want to turn 30. Like, 30 gets old. Like, 30 sounds old. 30 sounds scary. Like, I haven't reached that yet. And I'm hoping maybe this trip and like around my birthday and celebrating my birthday down in Nashville, which I've never been to Nashville before. That's also why I'm very excited to go, because I've always wanted to and I feel like that's just a super fun time to go. Not only birthday but like 30th. I feel like that's fun. I feel like it'll make 30 sound better than scary. Like it won't sound as scary if I'm just like turning 30 but like having a super fun night. I don't know. Maybe the next morning I'll wake up and be like, "Damn, now I'm really 30." But like in the meantime, it might be a little better. But yes, so my family had brought this up. I wasn't even actually the one that planned this. Like it was kind of mentioned and I was like, "That's a fantastic idea. Like let's do it." And my family was actually very on board. My brother, I think, was supposed to go to Nashville during his birthday back in August, and he never ended up going. The trip got canceled, so this might be fun for him. Um, I don't know if my other brother has been to Nashville before. He might have. I know my parents have been down to like Tennessee, Nashville area. At least my mom has. So I'm very excited to go. It'll be like my parents, me, my brother, and then my other brother is going, and then his girlfriend I think is going as well. So there will be 6 of us. I don't know if my brother is gonna bring anyone, and for the meantime, like right now, I don't think I'm bringing anyone. I haven't really thought about it, but I thought it was just gonna be a family trip, and then my brother's girlfriend, obviously. I don't know if my brother will bring a friend, and I don't know, like, by the time we plan and do all this stuff, if I'm just like, hey, come tag along. So we'll see who ends up actually going, but for now, I think there's gonna be 6 of us. Um, my mom had asked me the other day to start looking at Airbnbs for the week to see kind of what we're looking at. She was like, try to get somewhere like not directly in Nashville, but somewhere super close. I think either my mom or my brother is planning on renting a car. I think they want to drive down, which I don't know. I'm really conflicted on how I feel with this because my mom, I think, had said something about wanting to rent a car, but I think my brother has too. And my brother is also like, I'm just going to drive straight down. Like, I think it takes like 14 hours to get there, 14, 15, somewhere in there probably, which my brother said he would drive straight through, which I honestly think he would. Like, I think he'd be fine. My thing is this is if I'm going to sit in the car for that long, part of me wants to drive at some point because like I'll need something to do. I also start to get a little anxious and freak out a little bit because I feel like for me that long of a drive is or like that far of a drive is pretty long and I kind of get car sick easily, especially if I'm just like sitting in the back seat like I don't know, that's why I end up falling asleep in the car most of the time too. Like if I fall asleep easily in the car to begin with, but like if we're going on a long drive, like I basically have to end up falling asleep because I feel like I just end up feeling sick at some point and then it's just not fun anymore. So part of me is like, do I drive with them or do I just end up flying? Which I don't know if I want to fly by myself. But at the same time, like I don't know what my other brother is doing transportation wise. Because if we all go in one car, that's a big car that we'll need because of like luggage and everything. And then my dad's gonna need other stuff to like bring down with him too. He's disabled, so I know he has like a scooter. I don't know if I'll end up bringing it in the car if we have a car. Like might as well, right? So like there's just gonna be so much stuff in that car. So at that point we might need two, but at that point my brother might just be like, "No, I'm flying." So I don't know. We have to see what the game plan is. I might actually end up wanting to fly, but we'll see what happens. If I end up probably be the one flying by myself, I might just suck it up and like force myself to sit in the car. I'll just have to beg my brother to at least drive for like an hour or two, just like to not be sitting in the back seat the whole time. I know there's gonna be a lot of pit stops for like bathroom breaks and all this stuff, which also I don't want to say like makes me mad, but then I'm just like, dude, it just like elongates the ride, even though it's already pretty long to begin with. So like that just turns into something else in my mind. So I'm very indecisive of what I want to do travel wise, but I am very excited to go. Um, anyways, I was looking at Airbnbs and I had found one that it was like a house that would fit all of us comfortably, very comfortably. And it had like a mini golf course. I don't know what they call it, like a mini golf course, like course. I don't know, in the backyard, which I thought was pretty cool. My brothers are into golf. I love mini golf, and I thought it'd be really fun because if we were just like chilling in the house at night, one night, or just like in the morning before we end up like getting ready and going out, like just hopping outside and like playing mini golf, like that sounds so dope. I think it had like the house that was in like the backyard, and then they had this little other, I don't want to say building, like a little clubhouse situation, I think, also on the property. So I don't know, all around it seemed very fun. I think it also had like a hot tub and stuff like that. I sent it to my brothers thinking they would love it, mostly for the golf course, but I think they were kind of interested. So that could be very fun, just like a fun house while we're down there. I also had found one where the host was, or is, I don't want to say was because he still is, an MLB player. So that was kind of cool. He was a Yankee at one point, which coming from a big Yankee fan family was kind of cool. I think now his current team actually said like Red Sox, but he was a Yankee at one point. I did look him up and did look at like former teams. I think he was somewhere else too, but I actually forget what it said. But that was something very fun to look into so far. So like honestly, just looking at places to stay and like fun Airbnbs has kind of gotten me also more excited for this trip. So I really can't wait to fully go in and plan that. But that won't be until like September. So like I said, like 7 more months, but I feel like the 7 months can come very quickly. Another topic I kind of wanted to get into was the new trend that's going around of 2026 is the new 2016. I feel like it's been kind of controversial lately. A lot of people have loved the trends and people posting pictures from 2016, but a lot of people are also like, every time I open it, like my whole timeline's this, and I don't want to look at this, and blah, blah, why are we bringing 2016 back? I personally am on the side of it's very fun. I started looking back at pictures I had from 2016, and I had a lot of friends' graduation pictures. I went through a timeline where like every year I was at some sort of graduation. High school graduation, I graduated in 2014. One of my best friends had graduated in 2015, so I went to her graduation for her and her brother. And then my other best friend had graduated in 2016, so I had gotten tickets to go to her graduation. And then that was low key the year I didn't want to go by myself, so I forced my brother to go with me, and I turned the 2015 ticket I had from the year before. I turned the 5 like into a 6 and like kind of held the tickets like close enough where like you can't really see that I altered it to get my brother in, so it worked. So we went into the 2016 graduation. And then my brother, who I just mentioned went with me, had graduated in 2017. So like 14, 15, 16, 17, like I had graduations like all lined up. So it was kind of crazy, but so I had friends high school graduation pictures. My other brother had graduated, I think 8th grade in 2016, so I had those pictures to look back on. Um so there was that. I had just like different concerts that I had went to back then, so like looking back at pictures from those kind of like just sparked some kind of memories, so like that was super fun. But then I also had pictures of um like snap pictures of like the stupid dog filter. I feel like that hit so hard back in 2016. So I'm not gonna lie, I did find I think like one or two of those, and so I was like, well, this is when we know we've traveled back in time. Um, and then I did actually compose a list. I tried to look things up online of like trends and things that were going around back in 2016. I'm also sitting in my car fidgeting. I'm just gonna put this out here, and I'm playing with the little like holder thing that locks like an Owala water bottle, if you know what I'm talking about. I've been playing with it, so if you can hear it in the background, I am so sorry. I just kind of realized like I've just been fidgeting, which actually goes into what one of the things I'm about to say. So that's so funny that I'm mentioning this, but I've just been fidgeting with this. So if you can hear it in the background, I am so sorry, but I can't just sit still and record episodes anymore. Like I get too antsy. So anyways, based off of that, I had composed a list of things from 2016 we should bring back in 2026. And the first thing I actually have on my list is one of those stupid fidget toys that used to become so popular. I loved those. I'm not going to hold you. Like, I loved those little fidget spinners. Definitely bought myself a few off of Amazon at one point. Like, I should go on and probably get one, actually. I'm going to go back on and see if they still sell them because I will 100% buy one. I loved those. I honestly have gotten fidget rings. I've tried to become someone who gets into jewelry, like wears more jewelry. I love rings. I love everything about rings. I just typically don't wear them. A, I can't really wear them to work. I probably could if I really wanted to. I just get nervous of ruining them because of the fact that I work with like foods, fryers, like ovens. Like I get nervous that I'm gonna either lose it or break it. So I haven't actually worn rings to work in a long time. I used to, but I think I've lost a few, and then either that or like I don't want to say broke, but like they get very dirty. So like I'm not trying to ruin them. So I have gotten fidget rings though, back to my point of like just being able to sit there and like wear a ring and like usually I wear it on like my pointer finger so I have like my thumb to like sit there and like spin it with. It actually probably sounds really bad. Like I probably shouldn't be that fidgety and antsy, but like I am. So here we are. The next thing I had on things we should bring back are I guess there was a new like Gilmore Girls revival. I'm gonna assume it's a show. I don't think it was like a movie or anything because like Gilmore Girls is like a TV series. But I guess there was some sort of revival. I don't really know exactly what that is, and I don't think there was many episodes within it, but I didn't know that was a thing. So when I looked it up, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this before, so I need to. Like I want to. I love Gilmore Girls in general. Obviously, that's one of my go-to when like fall season comes out is just picking up where I left off the previous year, like in the Gilmore Girls TV series. But I don't know. I don't know how I've never heard of this until I looked it up, but I really am intrigued in looking that up and potentially getting into it. The next thing I have are some clothing things, bomber jackets. I feel like were a trend for a little bit, and I feel like we should definitely bring those back. Those jackets are low key really cute. I feel like for fall, definitely, maybe spring, because like they're kind of jackets that like I don't think all of them are like too heavy. So like I don't want to say like a winter jacket, but like definitely in the fall when it's like that perfect like not too hot, not too cold, and it's just vamps an outfit a little bit. I feel like we should bring those back. I feel like they could be a style piece again. So like even in the spring when it's like at the point where like you get to that point where like in the morning it's cold but like by the afternoon you don't really need a jacket anymore or like you have one and you don't need it or it gets pretty warm when you step back outside. That'll be the perfect time for those jackets. I think those should make a comeback cuz not gonna lie, they're kind of cute. So I feel like I don't know why if they even went out of style, like why, but they should come back in style. The next thing I have is jumpsuits. I feel like jumpsuits, jumpsuits are super cute as well. And honestly, for someone like me who is not necessarily a dress person, like if I need to dress up or look for something to wear for like an occasion, I do end up typically having trouble because I feel like like in my mind, like I just go straight to dresses and I'm not usually a dress person. You never usually see me dressed up. I'm typically, honestly, in leggings and a sweatshirt, if not sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I even rarely wear jeans. I think I actually own like two, maybe three pairs of jeans. And out of all of those, I think I wear one. So you probably see me in the same one pair of jeans. Um, So for like looking for stuff to wear to occasions, like my friend had her like bridal shower thing. If I had to like wear something else, like I know when my cousin got married a couple years ago, like trying to find something for her bridal shower, like I was like, what do I wear? Like I'm not a dress up person. Like I never know what to wear and I don't own anything because of the fact that I never dress up like that. So I always end up having to buy something new. Like when I went to my cousin's wedding, I wasn't in her wedding. So like I had to find something to wear. Like when my other cousin got married, like I was in the bridal party. So like I just wore the dress she had picked out, which makes it 10 times easier. When I have to go somewhere and I have to pick out something for myself to wear, I never know what to do. Like I get so lost and I'm like, I don't know what to wear. Is this going to look good? Do I even like this? How long am I going to wear it for? That also alters because am I going to be comfortable for this long? Yeah, it's a crazy time. So I feel like people just skip over jumpsuits or have skipped over jumpsuits, which I realize I've loved because they are still super cute, super comfy, and you can dress them up or down. Like they could be so simple, but like you could dress it up to make it look and fit the occasion that you're going for. So I'm just saying, like, don't pass up jumpsuits. I feel like I have, and I'm very upset, but now that I've remembered them, like I wore one to my friend's rehearsal dinner back before she got married and it was the greatest decision ever because it was so simple, so cute, so cozy, and you just had like jewelry. I did my hair, I did my makeup, and put on shoes to like kind of dress it up a little bit. And I think it worked perfectly. So that's very fun. The next thing that I have is a TV series. I don't know if anyone remembers Pretty Little Liars. It didn't come out in 2016. I think it actually came out a few years before that. But it actually has a lot of seasons. Like, I think there's honestly like 6 or 7 seasons, if not maybe a couple more. So by 2016, like it was still coming out with seasons or like episodes within seasons. And that has honestly still been my go-to like comfort show. I remember I used to watch it in high school. I want to say, I don't even know if it was my freshman year, but freshman or sophomore year. So that had to be like 2009, 2010. So like to say it was still going out in 2016 definitely shows like how much or like how many seasons and episodes there are. Even to this day, like if I need something to watch and I don't necessarily know what to watch, or if I just need background noise, I throw on Pretty Little Liars. I don't know. It's just been my go-to. I used to love it back in high school. Like I'm not as obsessed over it right now, but like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm still gonna sit there and watch it. I do really like it. I don't know what it is, but love. I love that show. The next thing that I had to bring back, not even bring back because I feel like they could be good throwbacks, but like let's just not forget some music that came out in 2016. I almost just said 2019. I don't know why. 2016, the first thing I honestly looked at and looked up was country music because that's honestly typically my go-to. But if you know country, Pawn Shop by Brothers Osborne had come out, which has, I feel like, the most popular song was Stay a Little Longer. Honestly, one of my favorite songs by them. So that was then. Another album that came out was Ripcord by Keith Urban, which has songs like Blue Ain't Your Color, Break on Me, and I don't know if it's like I don't want to say famous, but it has John Cougar, John Deere, John 316. That song is on there. This truck literally just parked right behind me. I'm sitting in a parking lot, and this truck literally, there's so many open spaces, and this truck just parked right behind me, and I have no idea if you could hear it. Anyways, we might have to muffle that out as I edit this, but that's so annoying that there's so much open area and you park right behind me. Anyways, another album I noticed that came out was Black by Dierks Bentley, which has like Different for Girls and Somewhere on a Beach. I think there was another song on there that like became pretty popular, but I forget what it was right now. Obsessed by Dan and Shay had come out, which has like From the Ground Up, Lately, How Not To. When that album first came out, I was obsessed with that album. I loved Dan and Shay to begin with, so like that. Oh, they turned off the truck. Thank God. When that album came out, like I was instantly obsessed with that one. Um, Going into other like genres, anti, I think it was by Rihanna has like Work, which became very popular, and Needed Me. There's another one that became, I think, pretty popular off the album. I just can't think of the name of it right now. Lemonade by Beyonce had come out. I know that album got very popular. I think like that one was like a drop no one knew was coming, and then it came out and everyone obsessed over it. I honestly don't even know really any songs off of that album. I think like Formation, is that the name of it? I think that one became like a TikTok song. I have no idea, but that one came out then too. Views by Drake came out. Drake is always a good throwback. That album came out, which has like One Dance, Hotline Bling, Pop Style. Those songs were all off of that album. So that I feel like is a good throwback anytime. We could definitely bring that one back into 2016. We could bring that one back into 2026, I think. I think that would be like a unanimous vote for that. And then I did compile kind of a list of a few things that we should probably leave in 2016. The first thing being Pokemon Go, which might or might not be an unpopular opinion. I never got into Pokemon Go. I had never downloaded the app. It has never been on my phone. I did go out with a lot of friends who were like going around. I did like go out with people while they did it. I never saw the hype. I never got interested. I was just kind of there. Um, but I did have friends that do it. I know it got like kind of crazy and into like people were doing it while driving and like people were saying it got really dangerous. Like I didn't understand like how it could go like that, but I did end up going out with friends who did it a lot. So I was kind of there for the vibe, but like never actually had done it myself. The next thing I had was back when we could only post one picture at a time for Instagram. I think we should leave that back in 2016. I love the fact that you can post, I think it's literally up to like 20 pictures now in like one single post on Instagram. Granted, if you think about it, like 20 pictures is kind of a lot, but at the same time, like, I don't know, kind of looking at different, like pictures of the same moment, like at a same event or like a birthday or like, I don't know, those type of posts. I love looking at those. I love looking at like recaps when people do like end of year, like saying goodbye to this year, hello to this year type of things, or like vacation posts or like monthly recaps, like things they did during the month that were like super fun or whatever. Like I love those type of posts. So the fact that we can post a lot at one time is, I think, amazing. I feel like if people wanted to post a lot of pictures, they would have to like post this picture and then like 5 minutes later you see another one and then like 5 minutes later you see another one. Like it would kind of be probably overwhelming right now of like the times we're in. So like I love the fact that we can not have that anymore. I think that should definitely stay in the past. The last thing I had were also filtered photos. Like don't get me wrong, I might post something on like an Instagram story that has like a filter or like one of like the pre-filtered ones, if that makes sense. Like you could just like choose, or whether you post like upload a picture and you put your own filter, like something like that on an Instagram story. Don't get me wrong, like I'll probably end up doing that, but like the over filtered pictures that we used to just post on our feed, I don't remember if I've ever really done that. If I did, they're definitely taken down by now. But those I think just got a bit crazy depending on how filtered you filtered it. But I think that is definitely something we can probably keep back in 2016. But I don't know. I thought that I've seen this trend. It's becoming a new thing. I don't know why, but I kind of love it. So I thought I would just like I had to put my own input in and like think of things. I had to look up things from 2016. I don't even remember what fully was done or came out in 2016 until I did my own research. And that's when I noticed like some things I think we could bring back, some things are fair to like stay, but I don't know. Sometimes like back then were just some good times. I think people are starting to say like 2018 was a good vibe as well, so we should give that the credit too instead of just bringing back 2016 things, but I haven't fully looked into that yet. So for now, I'm just kind of vibing with this whole 2016 trend. But anyways, that is all I have for this episode. I love you guys. I thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you back in another episode. Bye.